Good morning. How y'all doing today? Dave in Kentucky, here for a shave. Have a little coffee here, trying to wake myself up. Got some things in from Okie Shaver, and I'll have a link to his channel down below. Patrick sent me a few things. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it. Trying to wake up here. Anyway, we're going to shave today with some Holy Cow Rebelle. And we have the set, so that's what we're going to go with today. And really excited about a brush that he had made for me, unbeknownst to me. I've seen him use a brush, and it's got his name, Okie Shaver, on the bottom of it, and he had one made for me. It probably won't show up real well. Hopefully you're picking that up, Dave in Kentucky, on there, and a nice tuxedo knot in it. He also sent me a PAL Injector adjustable. And so we're going to go into that. I just commented on his. I had never used one of these. Curious about it because I've read a lot of positive and negative things. Let me go ahead and start to get a lather building here on the brush while I'm talking. Heard negative things about it, and been curious about it. Some people talk about how it's aggressive, it's terrible. Others, it's the best injector they ever used. And so, you know, you get a variance on that, you wonder, what's the deal, right? Well, they weren't really known for their quality control in production. And so there were a lot of disparities, I guess, in the production of them. And I did have a shave with this, and I'll just tell you up front my experience with it. It's not going to be a favorite injector. I'm glad to have it and to answer the question I've had, whether I should get one, try one, whatever. So I do appreciate it, Patrick. And I do notice some flaws in it from manufacturing. Let me wet my face here. So what I'm saying about that is that this one may shave better than some do, but there's a reason it's still not as good as the Schicks. And I honestly didn't notice them until just now before this video. I was just kind of looking at the head. The head on it. Let's clean that up a little bit. First of all, let's cover some things about it. If you can see inside, there is a spring in between the base and the head. And this adjuster is what controls that spring. So some might think, well, when you're talking about aggressive, low or high, which it goes from L up to H, low to high, you're talking about blade gap. But that's not the case with the PAL. If you do a little research on it, it's actually changing the exposure. So the base plate will move out for less aggressive or low, and it moves in, putting more blade out there for the high. And that's how it works. My shave I started at high, the shave I had before, and then I ended up in the center just to make it feel less threatening. Anyway, I do notice that if you look, and it may not pick up on here, but as I look at it, the base plate it's either dropped down or something compared to the other side. And if you look up at the top, also just in the geometry of the head, how it's shaved, it's narrower on one side than it is on the other side. So there's some discrepancies on it. I noticed that by looking at where the blade, where the edge of the blade, the grinding for it stops. It's narrower one side than the other. So I knew it was like, well, is the blade not straight? Well, no, it's in there straight. It's the head on the razor. So that's the kind of stuff that would cause people to have different ideas about the razor when they would review it or comment on it, and why they were having different shaves. Can you shave with it? Absolutely. Not a problem. I got a decent shave with it. Face didn't feel particularly great afterwards. A little bit raw, if I'm going to be honest. But I got a good shave. It lasted. But not the most comfortable. And not as good as a typical, basically any Schick injector. So if you're going for an adjustable, probably the Schick M adjustable is the one you'd want to go with. But you know how it is, you're always curious if you don't use it yourself, and so that's why it's great to be able to try that, and I thank you, Patrick, especially for the brush. Very appreciative of the effort you went to have that made for me. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead. That's another thing that when you read about it, and that, that's something to discuss. When you read about it, people comment and say, well, you're getting a bad shave with it because you're holding it like you do a Schick injector, and it's not designed the same. You're not supposed to hold it flat against your face like the Schick. And there's comments on the forum telling you how to hold it first at the base plate against your skin and then tilt it, and basically telling you how to find the right shaving angle for the razor. And in my mind, that's how I treat every razor. Is, I don't have a particular, this one has to be held this way, and I don't need to be told, you have to have that one steep or that one shallow. If you have your technique down, you put a blade to your face and you find the angle just automatically where it's cutting. How that razor was designed, and you shave with it. I think with experience, anybody can just put any razor to their face, and not that you're going to love the shave from everyone, but I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is it shouldn't take a tutorial to explain to you what angle to hold the razor at. I don't know, maybe I'm off. Wouldn't be the first time I was told I was a little off. Okay, against the grain. I am taking the day off today. We're near the end of the month, and I pushed hard last week to get the majority of my work, well, all of it, by the end of the week last week. So it was kind of a crazy week last week. And on top of that, it was a very, very busy weekend for me. So today is going to be a recovery day. Got a cold front moving in. Not frigid weather, but colder weather changing pretty quickly this week, starting with the rain that's moving it in today. So it's going to limit what I can do outside or whatever, probably. We'll see. I have some things I'd like to get done. So not a work day, but not totally a chill day. Things around the house. Maybe I can get some stuff in the shop done. As you can see, the shave is not a difficult one or one to be afraid of, but it's not the most comfortable, and some of that could be due to the flaws in quality control. Which means it's not a bad razor. Not that you can't shave with it. It just may not be a favorite that you reach for on a regular basis. Got a little pimple over there I opened up from the other day. There we go. Another thing some commented on when I was reading about it, the razor, some talked about the shape of the handle being triangular and not comfortable in their hand. I didn't really have an issue or problem with that. I did notice my last shave with it, there was, I forget what pass I was doing, but I was like, well, that I had to get a different grip on it. But it's not a big deal, really. It's a nice vintage stainless steel razor. It's adjustable, but you know, for me, I just find the adjustment that works for me, and that's where it goes. And I shave with it. So a nice one to have and to enjoy. It may have its quality control issues, but it doesn't mean you can't shave with it. And get a good shave with it, like I said. Is it going to replace my N or F or O injectors? No. Schicks? No. But just another razor in the stable, right? It's just shaving. It's just shaving cream and a sharp blade, right? Anyway, where are we at here? 16 minutes. Again, thank you to Patrick. I appreciate your generosity, buddy. Thank you for the razor and the blades you had sent. That's another thing. I wondered if the roughness could have been the blades I was using, which is a 15-pack of these Schicks. I could have changed the blade out just to find out if that was the issue. But I've never had any trouble with those blades in other razors, so I don't think that was it. But anyway, so we weren't going to throw one out just to see. He also sent me a pack of the Schick 7-pack blades, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Patrick. Really going to enjoy that brush at times in my rotation with the others. Anyway, got a couple little weepers. Like I said, the shave can be a little rough sometimes, but they'll disappear by the time I'm done this cup of coffee. Anyway, Dave in Kentucky, be kind, be safe out there, and hope you have a great day.